Greetings, peace, love, blessings in the name of the Most High, Allah, or God, in the name of His begotten Son, the Muta or manifestation of Allah, or God, Yeshua Mashiach, or Jesus the Messiah, Jesus the Christ. We are the Ministry of the Real Truth, and today we have the numerous Western Bibles. We have hundreds of them outside in our garage. We've collected them over the years. These are the Americanized modern Bible translations that we talked about in our numerous videos. Okay, we have this really old Jehovah's Witness New World translation. Right, it's got a green cover, not a black cover. There's a black covered one there. Right, so it says New World. New World translation of the Holy Scriptures. We have the NLT, the New Living Translation. We did on another video. The Journey, New Testament. The Great Commission, the New Testament. Right. We have plenty of other ones. We've got a couple of King James versions here. Big one, real big one with concordance, index, etc., etc. The NIV, smaller ones, right, and so forth. But there's also in Bible format or book format the ancient manuscripts translated into English by certain translators over the centuries, over the years, past few years. Okay, this one is the Aramaic New Testament, or the Disciples' New Testament, which usually doesn't have footnotes, or maybe it does. I'm not too sure. I haven't got hold of that one yet. But this is translated by Victor N. Alexander. It's got the painting of Christ being baptized by John the Baptizer there, right? Okay, in the front there. There's a dove above him or something like that. Okay, he's an Aramaic speaking translator from Bet Naharain, Mesopotamia, of Syria. He had 15 years experience translating those original ancient Lishana Artika Cypriot Assyrian Aramaic Kitab Asheret Old Testament manuscripts, and also the Galilean Aramaic New Testament, those hidden and preserved manuscripts from around about the 1st century through to the 2nd, and probably the copies of the 5th, etc. But he's translated those from the original Apostolic Church of the East, founded by Thomas, etc. Right, originally there, given to them by Thomas and a couple of others, disciples, right, when they fled Jerusalem because their church or temple or whatever, their church got destroyed, so they went across China into India, founded some churches there, etc. And the revived Apostolic Orthodox Catholicos Church of the East, right, attested through a head patriarch in 1957, Mao Zedong, that those manuscripts were handed over to that church, the original church, and they've been preserved, hidden and preserved for 2,000 years, hidden from the Roman Catholics and Islam, right, and were intact, etc., etc. Okay, and a couple of others like Victor N. Alexander and Andrew Gabriel Roth, yeah, they also attest or testify to those being the original manuscripts from that original church of the East, right? Even though Andrew Gabriel Roth translated the supposed original Eastern Syriac Peshitta, bypassing the Western Peshitta, the Latin Vulgate, and so forth. Okay, using the Krabor's Codex, Mingana, and other ones like that. At his site, the AramaicsCriptures.com. Okay, he did have the testimony by that Ma Isai Shamun, but for some reason he took it down. We did find it in one of his ebooks. Okay, so we can verify that he actually said that. Yeah, but the problem with these Americanized versions, these modern English versions, okay, we're going to look at this, the translator's notes of the Aramaic New Testament by Victor N. Alexander, because he's put in there on page 4, paragraph 4. Okay, he's written in there, the American missionaries have translated all the Bibles of all the countries of the world from the American Bible. Okay, there's also this Brian video we probably will include under this video. Okay, so you can have a look at that to verify that we're telling you the truth, not pulling the wool over your eyes. Okay. The American missionaries have translated all the Bibles of all the countries of the world from the American Bible. That is why all the Bibles thus translated contain the same errors, contradictions, etc. in translation and pseudo-Christian doctrines. Okay, we'll read that again because we added some words there, which I don't think we should have really. Okay, the American missionaries have translated all the Bibles of all the countries of the world from the American Bible. That is why all the Bibles thus translated contain the same errors in translation and pseudo-Christian doctrines that have caused so much misery in the world for 200 years. The earlier plagiarized versions of the Bible were the Greek original and the Latin Vulgate. These versions were translated by Martin Luther, who was a Roman Catholic scribe, monk, right? Translated the Old Germanic into the Latin. William Tyndale and other Protestant translators, they were protesting against the Mother Church, the Roman Catholic Church, because they wanted to change, as we mentioned in another video. So they were Protestants, right? Over the last 5 centuries, from the Greek Septuagint and the Greek original, the Greek New Testament translation from the Aramaic. So I'll repeat that again. The earlier plagiarized versions of the Bible were the Greek original and the Latin Vulgate. These versions were translated by Martin Luther, William Tyndale, and other Protestant translators over the last 5 centuries from the Greek Septuagint and the Greek original, the Greek New Testament translation from the Aramaic. These then were further translated by the American translators, and we have the situation today with all these versions of the Bible and thousands of denominations, each with their own individual interpretations. So this, supposedly this Disciples' New Testament, or this Aramaic New Testament, is then the only accurate and non-prejudicial translation of the original New Testament scriptures by a native Aramaic speaking translator, i.e. Victor N. Alexander. So we state we are the only ministry online that's teaching that, right? Teaching the real truth about the real scriptures, okay, from the ancient sources. So we suggest, if you want to know the truth, the real truth and the whole truth, then come subscribe with us, right? And we'll give it to you, no hype, no fluff, no other baloney, right? No other bacon sausage, right? We're not going to try to pull the wool over your eyes like we always state, because honesty is our best policy. We believe in chivalry, right? Yeah. So, yeah, come and subscribe with us. If you like this idea, right, we're not going to pull the wool over your eyes, then subscribe, add your likes down below, give us one of these or 2 of these, then go share it with your friends, your Christian friends, Jews, Islamists, etc., right? We'll be come in contact with and say, hey man, wow, we're finally getting told the real truth. Okay, we looked at the Ministry of the Real Truth's videos and stuff, and wow, the dudes are onto it. Okay, so yeah, we're going to follow this guy because, as he said, honesty is the best policy, etc. He's not going to pull the wool over our eyes, because we know through watching his videos that he's an honest dude, and yeah, we've been hoodwinked. Okay, the facts are facts. We've all been hoodwinked. Okay, so that's the problem with your modern Americanized Bible translations, the people out there that preach it, right? They think they're teaching you what it actually says, okay, saying it's from the original Greek and all that sort of stuff, when it actually isn't, or the Aramaic or the Hebrew, when it actually isn't. Okay, we covered that in another video, so we're not going to go there. Okay, so okay, so we're asking this question today. It's been, well, we might have done a little video on it before, but we're going to ask it again, just in case we didn't. We're asking today, does the world of religion need a great overhaul? Some might say yes, some might say, oh, no. Okay? Some might scratch their head and say, oh, I don't really know. What's a religion? As the 3 major top religions, okay, of these modern times, the Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, okay, these are the 3 major top 3, ultimately debating all the time, right, arguing their deities over their deities, about their deities, who's got the right deity, who hasn't, holy texts or scriptures and what they believe has been revealed to them exclusively by God. Okay, and they often point the finger at the opposition, the competition, as a inwardly, as a secretly, right? Yeah, they're not going to tell you this, but deep down inside them, inwardly, they want their particular brand of religiosity to be the number one. Okay, so that's why a certain extreme religion, a faction of a religion, is going across the world, because they want to make the whole world that particular religion, right? And they'll do anything to do that. They destroy ancient artifacts, manuscripts, etc., etc., of any religion, and then they'll eventually come into power, and they'll be knocking on your door, and it won't matter whether you're a Christian, a Jew, or an atheist. They're going to ask you a couple of questions, and if you don't answer them right, or you don't convert to their particular religion, okay, you're going to walk back into your house minus your head, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, because that's how they are at the present day, the last couple, century or so, up to Monday. Yeah. Okay, so people often point the finger at the opposition, competition, these denominations, these churches, etc., etc., as they inwardly want their particular brand of religiosity to be the number one. So they want to remain at the top of the ladder. Okay, just as an example. So there's different depends on how high your ladder is, right? There's different rungs, steps to go up to the top of the ladder, right? Before you can get up there and paint the roof, whatever like that, right? So if you're at the top and these other ones are trying to get up there, the opposition and competition, you boot, kicking them off, but through verbally booting them off, verbal accusations, assumptions, making stuff up, lies and all that sort of stuff, right? You're trying to get them off those rungs, so you'll always be at the top, right? You're always at the top through using slander, defamation, false assumptions, and accusations, lies, deceit, and every other trick in the book, saying it's all in the name of your particular God, right? Yeah, they use all the tricks. We've experienced that 99, right? We know this to be fact, as we have experienced it over many years. All are divided because of botched attempts at translating supposed original ancient manuscripts. People have tried to merge with today's modern translations, interpretations, etc., inserting or adding things that were never originally there. These translations contain errors, pseudo-Jewish, Christian, Islamic doctrines, or dogma. These have caused so much misery in the world for over 200 years or more. These then were further translated by certain translators, Bible committees, societies, etc., until we have the situation today with all these versions of holy texts and thousands of Christian denominations, factions, sects, sects, cults and bizarre movements, many Jewish and Islamic factions, each with their own individual interpretations, often full of prejudice, bias, their personal twist and flavour added, racism, ego, and a lot of hype and fluff. Okay. People, Christians, etc., of the different organised religions, Judaism, Christianity and Islam, amongst each other, the denominations, they put it against each other, make numerous claims that they are the chosen of God, God's chosen people or church, whether they are or not. Well, that's over to people to prove. They have the true preserved by God's scriptures. He preserved them, holy texts, and all others. The opposition, competition, or opposing teams don't have, right, and they label them the devil or Satan, etc., etc. As they often have a hidden motive, a secret motive, or a hidden agenda, are propagandists. In reality, they're propagandists, trying to be at the very top of the triangle, and will defame, suppress, step on each other, and squish the competition or the opposition using any means possible and or available to them. They'll make false assumptions, false accusations, tell lies, make up lies, ridicule them, any trick in the book, 99. Okay, we've experienced that, we know what we're talking about. Okay, we experienced it of late through our channel by 2 or more people. So that religions might need a major overhaul in this age, you think? Yeah? Do you think they might need a major overhaul in this age? Do you think the religious factions, major organised religions, need a major overhaul in this age? Okay. Let us know in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. For they, with their preaching, teachings often full of bias, prejudice, racial hate, all about money, money-centred businesses that insist one must give money en masse, okay, because their texts supposedly insist they must, or the God says you have to. Okay, if you don't love this country or Israel or whatever, right, you're going to burn, you're going to go to hell, so give us all your money. So we're asking a second question: can these religions put their holy texts, etc., down or aside, outside for a day, be outside of those holy texts, etc., for a day or a week or a year, okay, and look within themselves for the answers, solutions, etc., in order to bring peace to all men, toward all men and women, giving them real hope through real love and genuine compassion, kindness, charity, etc., etc. As their deity or Mashiach or Messiah or plain prophet or guru suggests they do, all via their examples, their texts, their statements, and that these people quote by rote, etc. Right? For supposedly, according to the different organised religions, their deities, all their different deities, all was inbuilt in them by the Creator who created them. Right? They all believe in a Creator, a God who created them all. So all those attributes should be inbuilt in these people, right? In all people, religious and non-religious, atheists, whatever. Okay. If that whole lot of those holy texts, those scriptures, those deities, those Mashiachs, Messiahs, whatever, are actually saying that, right? In those, within those scriptures, those holy texts. Okay. Yeah, they'll be saying it to all throughout the centuries, whether they're alive or dead. It's in their texts. People are passing it on, right? Reminding people of that, right? Peace, love, charity. The greatest of these is love. Isn't that what Christ said? Or was it hope, love, and charity? In scriptures. Okay. Respect others' religious choices, because they have a choice, and we're given a choice. The freedom to choose, the freedom to express themselves, etc., etc. Yeah. Respect their race, gender, colour, sexual preferences, opinions, views, etc. Being tolerant of those with differences. Okay, some are LGBTQ, etc., etc. You respect them as human beings, but you don't have to tolerate what they do, how they perform, right? Their preferences. Okay. But yeah, don't forget at the end of the day, they're still human beings. Okay? So you try to approach them in a different way. Okay. Try a very different way to approach them to get through to them if that's what you want to do, right? Yeah, don't be like bash over here. God said, because obviously you're going to be like a cat in the alleyway, and you're going to raise their fur and come out scratching, right, and biting. Yeah. If you do a dog like that, it's going to come out barking and biting, isn't it? So you got to use a more subtle approach, right? That other way doesn't seem to work. It just gets them, aggroed. Yeah. Yeah. Be tolerant of those with differences. For according to the book of Genesis and the Tower of Babel, what am I reading this one from? Where the heck did this come from? Okay, peace, love, charity. The greatest of these is love. Oh yeah, okay, now I got it. Peace, love, charity. The greatest of these is love. Respect others' religious choices, their race, gender, colour, sexual preferences, opinions, views. Tolerate it. You don't have to put up with it, right? In your house, if that's your view, right? You don't have to see it happening, right? Being flirted out there. Being tolerant of those with differences, for according to the book of Genesis, there we go, and the Tower of Babel saga, all men and women at that time, well, it mainly talks about men, right? Tower of Babel saga, all men and women at that time spoke one language. They were all united, unified, or in union with all they did. After all, they all made bricks and built a ziggurat or tower. And they also said, let us call ourselves a nation in case we get separated, scattered, etc. all over the earth. Right? Because of what they could do, supposedly, whether they were doing good or evil, the Godhead came down, stopped their tower building, confused their conversations by giving them different languages, and then scattered them all over the planet, all over the land, all over the earth. Did they call themselves Sumerians as we're building the ziggurat, blah blah blah? Okay, I think we jumped another paper. We're on the wrong side of the paper. Yeah, we were. Okay. Okay, so if all... Yeah, we jumped the paper. Okay, so if all is inbuilt within us with our Creator, as all these organised religions and these other religions proclaim, written in all of our minds, hearts, etc., and inform us that we know the difference. We all know the difference between good and bad, right and wrong, as we may be aware of also of morals, laws, principles, ethics and standards out there, right? So have no excuses. Yeah, we don't have any excuses. We have the right to choose. Are we going to follow them or are we going to rebel? If we rebel, well, you suffer the consequences. If you follow them, you might get a reward, might live a happier life, something like that, along those lines. Hey, we all have no excuse if the Creator again has inbuilt all of this, all of His holy statutes, these morals, ethics, principles, laws, commands, etc., on our minds and in our hearts, or vice versa. Okay.